Rent-A-Girlfriend, chapter 379. We're back. It was a good chapter, bro. Things are coming together, and it's exciting to see. It's exciting to see. So my initial impressions of the chapter, it went better than I expected. I really thought it was going to be pretty bad, and it ended up being pretty good. I thought there was going to be more drama in the story, but I guess not. So it's not the worst thing in the world, but the series is most likely coming to an end soon. With that being said, let's just hop straight into the chapter. So we start off with the first page of the chapter, and we're starting where we left off from last chapter of Chizuru saying, or actually, right? And Kazuya getting all flustered, right? This is the showdown. This is where everything was meant to happen, you know, the confession, right? Probably not the last My Girlfriend in Love chapter, but it is My Girlfriend in Love 28, chapter 379. I assume we're gonna get one more chapter, but that doesn't make this one not good. So basically right after Chizuru says all this, Kazuya's like thinking, he's like, oh wait, actually, she said actually, is that a good sign? He's basically thinking in his head like, if she says but, that means that he's gonna get rejected, but then she said actually, so like, he thinks it's a good sign. Basically we get this like little standoff between the two. We get a bunch of cool panels, and just kind of like awkward silence. Cause you're like, you know, he just keeps thinking to himself. He's like worrying in his mind. He doesn't know what's happening. He has this like creepy little face on. And then eventually Chizuru like turns around and like storms off a little bit. Not really storms off. She's like, oh, she needs to catch her breath. Basically she goes and catches her breath and composes herself. Kazuya just has this, you know, puppy dog look in his eyes. And yeah, he basically just starts thinking about how Chizuru has also been worrying about this whole situation. Basically Chizuru goes and starts talking. Right? And she says, I was just thinking about how I haven't thanked you. And then she goes and says, thank you for falling in love with me. And yeah, after she says this, Kazuya's like, it looks like he's damn near about to tear up, but you know, we have to progress with the story. I can't deal with Kazuya this chapter. This isn't a Kazuya chapter, this is a Chizuru W chapter. But yeah, Chizuru goes and says, I've asked so many times why, but I just thought I should thank you for feeling this way about me. And then Chizuru looks up and glances at Kazuya and says, I'm glad. So, we're getting confirmation that Chizuru might be in love. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? No way. The main girl is going to fall in love with the protagonist of the series? Surely not. But yeah, basically during this time, Chizuru's just going on about, like reminiscing about the times that they spent together and how they not first met. Well, that is part of it. But she's basically just looking back into the past on how they've interacted over the past 2 years. She basically just trying to express her gratitude towards Kazuya during this time. Because even though, you know, they started off on a really bad foot, Kazuya did help Chizuru achieve part of her dream, and that's kind of what made her fall in love with him. Pretty much after movie arc, like the story was kind of set in stone of like what was gonna happen. And yeah, I really feel like we've just been dilly-dallying after that point, like, you know what I mean? After the whole movie arc, like Kazuya really hasn't had too much character development in my opinion. Like even though he hasn't developed as a character that much, like since the movie arc, I feel like he's tried to learn how to handle a relationship. I don't really know. I mean, I think he's matured a little bit throughout this time, but I don't know how, like, there hasn't been like really any major developments in my opinion. It's kind of just been him trying to get closer to Chizuru. If I had a gripe with the story, that would probably be my only one. It's just there wasn't too much really mentality wise. I feel like that shifted in his character. You know, it's still a really good series. It just felt more slice of life, if that makes any sense. Like it felt more of like we're just going day to day while he's trying to get closer to his crush, basically. Instead of more of like he's on a mission trying to help her achieve her dreams. And yeah, Chizuru keeps just going on talking about the past and how he's helped her so much, and saying how it was so fun. And also when Yaemori showed up, she was also super fun in the house, living together. And then the last thing she says is, since that one time, I haven't cried, right? This basically just shows us that Chizuru has, you know, kind of had a soft spot for Kazuya ever since the whole movie arc kind of incident. And that's kind of how I feel about the series, is like that was like the major, you know, plot point of the series. If we compare it to One Piece, like that was the Wano arc of One Piece. But okay, never mind, that was a bad example. But you kind of get what I'm saying, right? Like that's where all the action kind of happened, and we're kind of just coasting off of that. And yeah, basically right now Kazuya's just in his mind. He's like, I adore her, I want to date her, I love her so much. But he doesn't say this out loud, right? And this time he's not acting all corny and stuff. But this is all in his mind. He's not saying it out loud. Chizuru just keeps continuing her little monologue, saying like, as a rental girlfriend, I never thought that I would date a client. She thought it was wrong to fall in love. Basically, she's just thinking about like all the actions that she did, like during Hawaiian's arc when she kissed Kazuya, and like she's trying to find out a reason on why she did that, even though, you know, they were like, she was a rental girlfriend and he was the client or whatever. Like they weren't in like a relationship, but she still did that. But yeah, she's just saying like, over the past month, as I got to know you more, she just realized something, right? And what was the thing that she realized? She says, I think I might be in love with you. Well. The cat's out of the bag, right? Chizuru has admitted her love for Kazuya, right? I guess this is a confession. Yeah, it is a confession, right? It is a confession. It's just, we kind of saw it coming from a mile away, right? So, it's just one of those things. But yeah, basically, Chizuru just goes and admits her feelings of love to Kazuya. And yeah, man, it's kind of where we leave off the chapter. So this chapter was kind of on the shorter side, but it was very action-packed, right? There wasn't much real back and forth speaking. It was more of just like thought bubbles and like monologue stuff and a lot of like images. So, you know, not bad at all. You know, we kind of expected this going into the series. They were kind of gonna get together. But yeah, man, it's not that it happened so soon. It just, I thought more was gonna happen. I think Reiji's just trying to wrap up the series because yeah, the Shiunji sisters or the Shiunji family is doing pretty well. I think for the anime, I think it's pretty popular. I did start reading it again. It's not the worst thing in the world. Like when I first read it, I was like, this isn't that great, but it's not bad. It's kind of like, it's just like very harem-esque, you know, whatever, like 5 lovers or whatever, 5 love interests. So I think he's just focusing on his new series and he kind of just wants to wrap up Rent a Girlfriend. How do I feel about Rent a Girlfriend right now? I feel like I truly expected that this arc was gonna have some more drama like in it. It wasn't just gonna be smooth sailing. And I've just been trying to hold out on that, you know, that notion throughout, but I think that's not happening. I'm just so confused why Mommy was even introduced, like reintroduced back into the story when Yaemori and Kazuya went on like their like trial, whatever, like Joyopolis trip. Like, why was she even brought up in the first place? And why are we having like flashbacks with Ruka during that time too? I guess to just remind us that they're in the story, but you remind us that they're in the story, but then not bring them back. I don't know how I feel about that. Maybe, you know, next few chapters there'll be something, but I think the author's just kind of done with the series. I'm just trying to wrap it up quickly. But yeah, not too much other than that to really say about the chapter. I mean, it just depends. It's not gonna go on for much longer, I don't think. I just don't see us like hitting chapter 400 at this rate, because everything's moving real fast right now. Maybe there'll be some more spicy or like more oomph to the series, but so far, I think this is kind of it for Rag, man. I think it's kind of it. It had a good run. It's really had a good run. I've been reading it for how long now? Too long. Before the anime aired. I've been with this series for a while, and, you know, I've been through it all. Like, I remember the whole, when Umi-kun was the biggest villain in the series, bro. Like, holy. That was actually insane. But yeah, moving forward, I plan to just do like Hope You're Happy Lemon. Also, Maya Naka Heart Tune is really good. I just haven't been able to film chapter reviews for it because I read the chapter and it's super hype, and then I forget to record it, and then I try to go back and it's like I don't feel the same way about it. But yeah, if you guys like kind of romantic drama, romantic comedy stuff, then yeah, I mean, this is the channel, right? I do want to also start reading Galaxias. It's kind of like One Piece a little bit. It seems really good. Well, I've read like a few, but I think I want to start it on the channel. But yeah, that's really about it, guys. I'll see you.